Hi, I'm Gbutterfly, and I'm back with Chapter 6 from the book The Exchange from Yvette D. McGill. Again, I'm not going to read the entire chapter because I want you to actually purchase her book, but I can honestly say with Chapter 6, there were so many nuggets. I had a difficult time trying to decide what did I want to read to you because I knew any of the segments in Chapter 6 that I would have read, you would get something from it. So she has a quote at the beginning of chapter 6, and the title of chapter 6 is He Said. The quote says, Isaiah 66 and 9 says, Do I open the womb and not deliver the baby? Do I, the one who delivers the baby, shut the womb? And again, I couldn't decide what I wanted to read to you because everything really struck a chord with me because I was able to relate to every piece of chapter 6. So I've decided to read to you a section called I've Prepared You. October 15th, 2004 began as a normal day. It was a Thursday night and my mom had been out of town for about 2 weeks. While I was washing my daughter's hair, she called. Normally, I would have said, let me call you back because I'm literally trying to cradle the phone between my ear and my neck and my shoulder and wash my daughter's hair at the same time. And as a mother, I think we all can relate to having to multitask and then the phone rings. But for whatever reason, I didn't think she had ever been gone long enough for us not to have any communication. So it was good to be on the phone with her. We laughed and talked about a little bit of everything and finally hung up after being on the phone for about 2 hours. On the day of my mom's funeral, as I was walking behind the casket, I have the wonderful experience of returning to the church that I grew up in. The church that for a long time I didn't believe helped me. At 36 years old, I finally realized that this church not only helped me, it saved me. Everything I am as a mother started in that church. Him, being the loving God that He is, says to me so beautifully again, if she didn't do anything else, she got you here to this place where you would have come to know me, and for that, you should be grateful. There's another section called You Are Community Coffee. My mom had grown up in Louisiana. When my uncle or relatives visited, they would bring various things from Louisiana that Texas didn't have or things that my mom didn't like here in Texas. One of those things was community coffee. As it started coming toward Texas, there was not a lot of advertisement for it like it is now. As a young girl, my mom would have me go into various corner stores to ask if they have community coffee. A couple of months, maybe a year after she passed, I was driving down the street minding my business while at a red light. I looked over to my right. There was a display of a huge red cup of coffee, and it says community coffee. God, being who He is, again so beautifully said to me, all she ever wanted you to be was the very best. She just didn't know how to brew you without destroying you. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God. She did not know how to brew you without destroying you. That was powerful right there. I've used that statement several times in speaking engagements, and I'm just amazed that with all that I say, that story sticks with people the most. I have people who have literally called me community coffee as a result of that story. Just know that as parents, we do the best that we can. Our ultimate objective is to make you better than us, but sometimes when we don't have the right tools, it just doesn't turn out that way. But because there is a caring and forgiving God, He was able to go in and kind of tweak some things to keep me from destroying me, although her ultimate goal was to make me the very best. And she says, what did I learn from this? She said, even in her damaged life, she tried to give her best. And when she said, our ultimate objective is to make a better us, but sometimes we don't have the right tools, That spoke to me in volumes because as a parent, we don't have all the answers. There is no manual to tell us how to be a good parent. We can find a book that can teach us how to go from our front door to the moon, but there's no book to teach us how to be a good parent because every child is different. And by reading this, it made me think about when my children, about two Father's Day ago, about two, three Father's Days ago, I actually wrote a letter to my sons. I didn't actually handwrite it. I actually typed it because when they left the house on Father's Day, I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to tell my sons that I was sorry. Now, if you talk to my sons, they would tell you that they had an awesome mama. That's what they tell me, that they had an awesome mama. But I know I didn't have all the right answers, and I was only doing the best that I knew how to do. And I know somewhere along the way I had to have gotten it wrong. But I felt like I needed to apologize to them and say, if I did anything wrong, right now I still feel a little fool saying it. If I did anything wrong, I apologize because I was only doing the best that I knew how to do in the moment that I was doing it. Now, do we continue to live every day, learn every day, grow every day? Yes. But I just felt so overwhelmed. I said, you know what? I need to tell these boys, because in my mind, I still say boys, but they're grown men. I need to tell them that I'm sorry. And if it's anything I did wrong, I apologize. I was only doing the best that I knew how to do. And I encourage all parents out there, apologize to your children if you know you didn't get it right. Believe me, there are going to be times you are not going to get it right. Don't be so stuck on, I'm the parent. They have to do what I say, or I don't have to apologize. Yes, you do. Especially if you know there could have been something that you did wrong. That one apology from you could be the one thing that releases your child from hurt and trauma. Apologize. Apologize. I can't stress that enough. But this is Gbutterfly, and that was what I got from chapter 6. So stay tuned because this book only has 7 chapters, and I'm going to bring you chapter 7. See you then.